Your truth. Uncensored. Discover Real.video.
We have a counterthink breaking report today. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. Breaking news, former CDC director under Barack Obama, Tom Frieden, has been arrested for the alleged sexual abuse of women. He's been arrested by the New York City Police, or the NYPD, and he's been turned over to the Special Victims Unit, and he is facing charges of, he's been charged with forcible touching, sexual abuse, and harassment. And these charges stem from events that allegedly took place in 2017 in his apartment in New York City. Now, just a little bit of background so you understand who Frieden is and who the CDC really is. Thomas Frieden was a Barack Obama puppet to run the vaccine deep state for the CDC. He's a Democrat, of course. He ran the New York State Public Health Department for several years, 6 or 8 years, something like that, before he was put into the CDC by Obama, I believe in 2009 was the year. And during his reign at the CDC, which is a criminal cartel, by the way, we've covered that and documented that extensively on naturalnews.com. During his time at the CDC, Tom Frieden ran the Ebola cover-up and the Ebola mass hysteria, including the Casey Hickox nurse running the anti-quarantine hysteria, and she was a trained military intelligence officer for the CDC. And we exposed all that at naturalnews.com, by the way, if you want to look that up. We documented that when that took place. In addition, Tom Frieden ran the swine flu hysteria, which was a massive money-making scam for vaccine manufacturers to push mass hysteria about a non-existent, or I should say they called it a pandemic, but it wasn't at that scale. Most of it was fabricated. But they used the mass hysteria. They colluded with the WHO to declare a global pandemic. And then this was used by vaccine companies to push sales of useless vaccines to nations and even cities and states all around the world. And most of those vaccines ended up being destroyed a few years later because they were useless. And so then other companies had to be hired to destroy the vaccines. So this is the new economic model of the CDC, is they fabricate fake mass hysteria about a pandemic. They sell a bunch of vaccines, billions of dollars in vaccines, and then their buddies get the contracts to destroy the very same vaccines that were sold to the cities and states and nations years later when the non-pandemic did not occur. It's a total scam, and Tom Frieden was at the top of this entire scam. The CDC, it's a racket. It's a racketeering organization, a criminal vaccine cartel. Also, under Tom Frieden, the CDC